Hello boys and girls in Esther, welcome back to another video with me, Mr. Ricardo. Today we have a very interesting topic to talk about, and that is STEM. So some of you may already know what STEM is, but for those who don't know, what STEM stands for is science, technology, engineering, and math. Now I could spend all day talking about these topics, so what we're going to focus in is engineering. So in this video, what we're going to talk about is what even is engineering and what do engineers do. We'll also talk about some cool jobs that engineers do and how we use engineering in the real world. And lastly, we'll talk about some cool things that engineers have done and some fun facts. So you're probably wondering, what is an engineer and what do they do? What's so important about engineering? There's so many different types of engineers out there, but they all share one thing in common. They're the type of people who are interested in the way things work together. And they're also the type of people to see a problem and come up with a solution. For example, an engineer is responsible for creating an airplane, or making a car, or making even a tall building, or even the house that I'm living in right now, even cups. If you think about it, somebody had to design this cup so that it doesn't spill when I'm taking it on the go or have it in my car and the cup is moving all over the place. How do you solve a problem like that? Simple. You just add a little tab like that, and now your coffee's not going to spill. Engineers are truly responsible for everything around us and why we live the way we live today. Think about it. Some of the more important engineering accomplishments are stuff like running lights in our houses, and when you turn the faucet on in the water, you get running water. Engineers are pretty much responsible for everything around us, and they also get some of the coolest jobs out there. So like I mentioned earlier, there's different types of engineers that are responsible for a bunch of different things. A race engineer, for example, is responsible for one thing, and that is to make their car go fast.
Most race cars today are designed with wings like you can see in this picture. They're put in the car so that the car can stick to the ground. Other cars are designed so that they can last almost an entire day just racing without stopping. Race cars like this one here are designed to just use electric power and not have any gasoline required. It means that during a race they don't have to stop to refill.
Race engineering has come a long way. It's come from making cars looking like this to cars that are engineered to look like this. Another cool engineering job is computer engineering. These engineers are the ones that are responsible for all the technology that we use today. It's because of computer engineers that I'm able to record this video off my phone right now, and that you're able to watch this video on your computer or your phone.
Believe it or not, this is actually what computers used to look like. They were so big and so complex to use that eventually computer engineers managed to bring them down in size, and that's how we get the PC. We've advanced so much that our computers are thinner than paper now, and it's possible for us to take a computer everywhere we go.
We also have engineers like space engineers, who are people that got us to the moon and can even put satellites up into space.
It's crazy to think that almost 60 years ago, space engineers started the plan to help us get to the moon. And it all started with simple rockets like this. It's because of space engineers that we have pictures of man on the moon. And not only that, it's through their creative engineering that we were able to learn so much about the moon. Space engineering got so advanced that we were able to even create the space shuttles, which were reusable and could do multiple missions to space.
I'm only beginning to even scratch the surface on the jobs of engineering. There's so many more out there, such as bioengineering, or people who work at labs, and also special effects engineering, or people who make the movies that we watch possible. Lastly, I wanted to share a couple fun facts about engineering you may have not even known. Did you know engineers are responsible for theme parks? There's a lot of engineering that goes into making those awesome rides. Also, it's because of engineering that we have stuff as cool as a snowboard. We're all pretty familiar with what a TV controller does, but did you know that some of the first ones were created almost 100 years ago? Also, check out these places around the world that are only possible because of engineering. Anyways, Nestor, that's it for me. I hope that you learned something in this video, and I'll see you in the next one.